Hey guys, what's it called? Sorry for the lateness. Yesterday I fell and hurt my shoulder really badly and I couldn't move at all. I filmed a video that you're about to see yesterday, but I only uploaded it today, or hopefully today. So yeah, also sorry that the editing's quite bad. Hey guys, welcome to my channel again. This is kind of my first video-ish. So today, since I know a lot of people have GCSE Mocks soonish, or maybe a bit later, or maybe they've already had them, or maybe they're doing them right now. I'm going to start doing more in-depth videos, but today I just decided to do like a big, like cram a lot of things in together. So it's basically like mocks, like everything you need to know, and it's like sort of revision basics. So like I'm gonna be recapping like how to revise certain things, like because some people have, I know this time last year I thought, oh my gosh, how do I do it? How do I do it? And I found strategies for myself, and I told a few of my friends about my strategies because we were all stressing out for like, mocks. So yeah, this is gonna be a big, longish video. So to begin with, so the main question is, how should you revise for mocks? Because what I did last year was that from September I just wrote notes. So not notes, flashcards. So for example, in science, I'd write down all the notes, and then when I got home, I'd make them into flashcards. And same with languages. Spanish. I'd go home and I'd write down all the vocab and the grammar into flashcards. Same with geography, with English. When we did the poems, once I did a poem, I'd recap into flashcards, and that's what I did until November-ish, because my mocks were just before the new year. From early November, so I started my revision went gradually. So first I'd do like an hour a day after school, and then like 2 hours per day, per free day, like per Saturday or Sunday. And then nearer to mocks, I did like 1.5 or 2 hours, depending how much time I had after school. And then I also did 3 hours during the weekend, but I didn't do them all together. So what I recommend, this is what I did, but what's it called? You should do it in half-an-hour chunks. So like, there's no point doing it like a big 2-hour session, because all the information just won't get in. You'll get tired. You'll start to not concentrate. So what I suggest that you do, you don't have to do it, is that you do half-an-hour chunks. So, for example, you'd get home, and take a break. I don't know, watch TV or something, and then do like half an hour of English, and during that half an hour, all you do is like revise that. You don't use your phone, and you put it on a timer for half an hour. If by chance, like, you have to go, like, if someone calls you, or if you need a toilet or something, then you can pause and then you can come back to it later. But yeah, and then when that half an hour is over, you can take a break, and then like, depends how long your break is. Then afterwards, you do another half an hour chunk on a different subject, and during that half an hour, or half an hour ish, like some people, sometimes I do 20 minutes, a couple of times, oh, this didn't work for me, I did 40 minutes, during that half an hour, so it could vary. So you could be doing, exam questions, you could be doing, you could be writing not notes, but like writing flashcards, or you could be, revising flashcards. So this is the main thing. The main revision technique I advise is flashcards, in my opinion, because I used a lot of flashcards. Like, if I showed you how many, I'll see if I can attach a picture here, but I'm really bad at editing, so I don't think so. But maybe you can see them here, but no. I use them for every subject, like, so they're really good. So, I'll just show you. So I have my chemistry paper ones here. So for example, I do a question on the side, and then on the other side I do the answer. So what I recommend that you do is that you revise it. So then you look at the question, you think, oh, what's the answer? If you don't know the answer, then put it back in the pile, and you keep on doing it until the answer gets in your head. And if you do it repetitively, like maybe like not all day, but like over what it starts to get into your brain, and it's actually really good now at mocks because it's worth especially making flashcards because so then when it gets to GCSE time, all you need to do is learn all of them, and now you can like focus your energy on making them. Um, Flashcards are like the best way to revise. Other good ways to revise are exam questions. Because what's it called? Not only do you get a feel of what the exam will be like, but it also helps you with your skills. For example, for science, I'd get the 30-minute test that we had to do, and I'd sort of revise the subject like with the notes I had, and then I'd start writing down the I forgot what it's called, the answers, and then afterwards I check the answers, and the ones I did not get right, I make them into flashcards. That was the main thing that worked for me. It really helped. In the end, I ended up getting a 5.5 in science, which, okay, doesn't. Some people may say that's not good. I think that is good because, especially considering, because I did foundation and 5.5 was the highest, and at the beginning of the year I was getting like a 2, so yeah, that worked for me. Mind maps. They are like a popular choice for revision. In my opinion, it really depends what learner you are, but in my opinion, I think that they're best for testing your knowledge. Like, for example, if you had just revised the topic, then you could do a mind map and write down everything you knew, and then after you check it, and you check what you had not written down, and then what I'd recommend you do is, like, revise the things that you had not written down, so then you get those into your head, so it's good for testing what you do know and what you don't know. Another great way of revising, which really helped me, was that I put Post-it notes around the house, like common places like near the fridge, near the cupboard, near the bathroom, etc., with facts, statistics, formulas. So then everywhere you go, you're reading that. So, for example, if you go to the door and then you saw a statistic, I don't know, of geography or something, I did. GCSE was last year, so I can't remember. Then it just get into your head, into your mind, so then you'd remember it. Like our math teacher, she recommended that you put formulas near the sink where you brushed your teeth, so when you're brushing your teeth you looked at them, and I did that and it actually really helped. So don't put too much or otherwise you just won't remember it. That's also really good for like vocab, like you could for like languages, you could put like I don't know, like near a lamp you could put a lamp but in the language you're learning, or whatever. What's it called? And now on to the subject of how much you should be revising. So some people saying, "Oh gosh, it's mocks, I have to revise like 10 hours a day." No, like in my opinion, you should not be doing more than like 4 hours a day. But it really depends, because I think if you do between 2 and 4 hours of like concentrated revision, I think that should be enough. Like, there's no point doing a lot, or then you'll just burn yourself out. What's it called? And also another great way that I thought was doing is that like to keep yourself positive. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. Like, for example, many people got really stressed and thought, "Oh gosh, I was meant to do 5 hours of revision today, but I've only done 2." But instead of thinking of what you didn't do, you should think of what you did do, because let's be honest, like, it's better that you did like 2 hours of revision than like 0 hours of revision, if you get what I mean. That's the same with exams. I was gonna get on this later, but I'll do it now. What really helped me during the exams is that instead of thinking, "Oh gosh, I didn't get this question right, I didn't get this question right, etc. Oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that," is that instead of thinking of myself losing marks, I think of myself gaining marks. I thought, okay, I've answered this question. Oh, I've answered this question. Oh, I put a statistic in this question. It's helped me. Like, just try to like sprinkle things in. Like, try to get as many marks as you can, and not only does it make you more confident, but it makes you less stressed in the exam, and then it also makes you perform better. And now on to revising common subjects, because I think these are the subjects people want to know about the most. I'm gonna do more in-depth videos soon, but for now I'm just gonna do the basic points. So for English literature, what I recommend you do is that you learn 5 quotes for each character, each theme, and you also learn context, like basic things. I also recommend, for poetry, what I recommend is that what I did was that I do for each poem I do 3 flashcards, one for language and the themes, one for the structure, and one for the context. So you don't need to know that much context, and you also need to know which poems link together. A grid revision, and then for unseen poetry, what I suggest you do is practice. So learn the techniques that are used in many different poems, like alliteration, caesura. Oh gosh, I've forgotten. That's not good. And practice. Like if you have 2 clusters in poetry guide, go to the other cluster and analyze them, and try to make up like questions like, how does the writer present this? How does the poet present that? A good book that I recommend is this book. Oh, it's flipped. Oh well. It's the Unseen Poetry Guide by CGP. I don't know how to say it. There's now 2. I used it during my mocks and during my actual GCSEs, and it really helped because I was always practicing and I got the hang of it. So then when I go into the exam, I knew exactly what to do. And for English language, I recommend sort of the same. So what I did was I learned the techniques. So in the English language GCSE guide, at the end there was like a lot of techniques like analogy, antithesis, adjectives, adverbs. Sorry, I can't speak today. I'm really tired. I learned all those, and then I did practice, essays. Like, well, not essays, but like in the book there was like short questions. So like it'd say, how does the writer use I don't know, rhetorics to illustrate whatever. Because I tried doing an exam paper and just got so stressful. So if you can't do an exam paper yet, do small questions and then slowly progress. Slowly progressing is the key. Like, don't do it all at one point, or then you get stressed. Do it progressively, slowly. And if that takes time, and if it's going slowly, that's okay. Like, this is like, it's like the practice before GCSE. It's like, in our English language mock exam, many people read the question completely wrong, and they got all stressed. And our teachers kept saying to us, "Well, this is why this is a mock exam, because you can make mistakes." And it's true. Like, try to take advantage of the fact that it's just mocks. Like, I know everyone says that, oh, mocks are so important, but to be honest, they're not. Like, if you did good in your GCSE, but you did not do that good in mocks, it really does not matter. Many people do not do that well in mocks because they don't know how the exams are going to be like, so they really do not matter. The only thing that does matter is that you are knowing how the exams will be like, and also from mocks you'll know what are your strengths, what your weaknesses. So you might get your English questions back and read it and find out that you're really good at analysing quotes, but you're not good at analysing context. So then in the next few months you can work on analysing context, if you get me. And sorry, two more subjects. For science, this is a very, very common question. For science, what I did was I make flashcards of all the notes that we got in class, and then I'd also do practice like packs, like the CGP ones, the specimen papers, the 30-minute test. Ask your teacher to give you some. They're more than happy to help. And I did them, and then the ones I got wrong, I'd make them into flashcards and I'd learn them, and it's really helped. Another good thing is to remember all the like key formulas. Like, that is crucial. Like, if before the exam you're getting stressed and you're thinking, oh gosh, what do I do? Learn the key formulas, and also and the units, and also learn the difference. But learn the variables: dependent variable, independent variable, and control variable. Oh gosh, I can't believe I remember that. And for languages, the main thing is vocab. Like, revise all your vocab. Go through your book and do all the vocab that you did then. If you're struggling to get vocab, if you do French, Spanish, or German, CGP do these little books which are they're vocab books for everything that you need in the exam. Though the teachers should know what vocab you need. Try to learn as much as possible, but if not, stick to the basics. Also do a bit of grammar. If you don't have that much time, maybe save it for later. Yeah, and for learning vocab, the main thing I recommend is flashcards. Again, sorry, that's really repetitive. And also, what's it called? And also, some people use Quizlet, and another good site is Memrise, and Tiny Cards, which are sort of linked to Duolingo, where you can make up your own, where you can either use other people's online flashcards or you can make up your own. Those really helped. And if you want more practice for languages, do the specimen papers, do the questions, correct what you did not get right, and also look up any words that you do not know and make them into flashcards and learn them. That's what I did. I had this last year during my actual GCSE. I had this book, and I also used the specimen papers, and I go through them and I highlight all the words I did not know, and then I make them into flashcards and I learned them. And during the actual GCSE exam, it really paid off, because I thought, oh my gosh, all these words I knew, so it really helped, and I ended up getting. It was one of my my best exams. I ended up getting really good. So yeah, that is a good technique. Also, one last thing for languages, if you have speaking and writing exams, ask them for like practice questions, because not only will they help you for your speaking, but they'll also help you with your writing. So write them down, practice speaking them, and then you'll remember them for both, and it also improves your skills and makes you more used to it. And the last thing that I'll say for this video, oh gosh, is really long. I thought it was going to be long, but I didn't think this long. Sorry for rambling. This is kind of, I get really nervous and I talk a lot. The main thing is to try and have a positive attitude. I know I seem like such a hypocrite because I have such a negative attitude at times, but yeah, as I said, think about gaining marks, not losing them. Try and get as many marks as you can. Think, oh, I'm putting in this fact, this is getting me marks. I'm doing this is getting me marks. That's what I did, and it really helped. I did not do that much for GCSEs, and that made me more stressed, and it made me have kind of breakdowns-ish during exams. And now I get one last thing to do is make a checklist of all your exams, and every time you've completed one, tick them off, because it is so satisfying, like so much. And it also it's like sort of the countdown until they're over. And sorry, I just realized 2 more things to say. You don't have to listen, but number 1, if you're going to start revising, you need a plan. Most people recommend revision timetables. I never had one, because I always thought, oh, if I start to like slowly go behind, I'm just going to completely neglect it and I'm going to get stressed. What I did was I'd have one of those weekly planners, like this, and so I write what I had to do every day. So for example, on Monday I do 30 minutes of Spanish, 30 minutes of unseen poetry, and then during the weekend I had what's it called? I can't find it. Okay, that's embarrassing. Okay, that was embarrassing. That's kind of a sign that I need to end this video now. I had checklists, so I'd write down all the things like 30 minutes of revising English, 30 minutes of revising Spanish, 30 minutes this, 20 minutes this, 20 minutes that. And it just really helps, because if you just think, okay, today I'm going to do lots of revision, but you don't say what, then you're going to procrastinate, because you won't know what to do. And one last thing, try to reward yourself. Like, think, okay, today I'm going to do 3 hours of revision with breaks in between, and also remember to take like a long break, like maybe to half an hour, 20 minutes break, half an hour break, half an hour, etc. And then think, okay, after I've done all this, I'm gonna relax, watch a movie, have a bath. I don't know, what do people do to relax? So yeah, so thank you guys. I'm sorry this video has been really long. Good luck for your mocks, but remember, they do not matter. Please do not get stressed. Exam results do not define you. Like, the reason I'm doing this channel is because I do not want people to get stressed, because I felt stressed and everyone felt stressed. Like, I think everyone that does any exam in the world feels stressed. So please do not feel stressed, and just think how happy you will be when they are over. I know there'll be actual GCSEs afterwards, but we all worry about them later. So yeah, thank you guys.